physical representation of 2020. So I thought that I'd delete it and try again. And then I got lazy. I was looking through the footage and I just decided I didn't want to put that on the internet. Close my eyes, I can see the ring of light. And there's a flower. I don't mean to break the fourth wall, but just know that I'm having a grand old time between these jump cuts. A marvelous time. Top 5 anime. I don't know why it was so intense. Top 5 animes. Number 1, Danganronpa. The series, the entire series. I know most of it are games, but there's 2 animes, and there's anime cutscenes within the games. So it counts. Okay, it's lit. Okay, it's a little gruesome, especially later on in the animes, but it has a beautiful the first games are called Psychopop, the second game is Psychotropical, and the third game is Psychocool. The third game is supposed to have a little bit more mature elements to it, and it's rated a little bit higher, and mainly because of Mew and Kokiji. Those 2 people together made that game a little bit more explicit. 16 super talented people put in a confined space. They actually really get the attention of a closed space setting really well in the first series. They basically have to commit murder to leave, and they have to get away with it, or else they're axed. And they don't know why, and then they have to find out why. Mystery, and it's cool. Byakuya Togami is, yeah. And Mikan is my wife. Skip this little blurb if you haven't seen it. If you have seen Danganronpa, you can just listen to this little blurb. You can listen to me complain for a second. Karen has something to say. Y'all complain so much about Junko and Oshima being the villain and being in charge of it. But she was only in charge of one thing. She put it all in order, and yes, she was OP in the beginning. But she was the villain in the first one, but everybody turned out to be evil in the second one, and there was a whole group plan thing with the long hair dude. He was the one that really did it, right? Hajime was actually the Junko. We just fighting Junko. Y'all were just annoyed to see her and her tits. That's what happened. Okay, number 2 is Case Closed, or Detective Conan. Basically, so 2 teenagers are chilling, minding their business, right? And one of these teenagers sees a dude doing something illegal, right? So one of the dude's partners sees the teenager looking at him and decides to hit the teenager on the head, right? Okay, so the teenager wakes up, and it turns out that the teenager was drugged, and now the teenager is a little kid. The little kid is living with with his girlfriend's dad. They think that it's a family friend's child or something. He's basically having to deal with the relationship, but not letting her know that he's been turned into a kid while solving murders and other mysteries along the way. Because the main mystery is who did this to him, because we don't know. We don't know who the dudes are that was doing the most at the beginning of the story. I think it's very good. I do advise, later on in the series, or even sometimes earlier in the series, I do advise to skip the little part of the intro that shows clips of the show, because for some reason they would put things that will make who did it a lot more obvious. It's just why did you do that? Or they'll show who died. It's why did you do that? The double episodes are I genuinely made a face in front of the camera in between takes, and it was absolutely terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. I'm never doing that again. So number 3. Number 3 is Fairy Tail, and everybody could stay mad because I don't understand. This isn't any particular order, because I'm not doing that. But I don't understand why people don't like Fairy Tail and why people like to drag Fairy Tail just because it has fan service. At least their fan service makes sense. Lucy, I have a somewhat revealing outfit, and she's literally not gonna give 2 shits. It's not an oblivious, weird, creepy, oh no, I don't know I'm sexy. No, it's she knows she's hot. And I stand a confident wizard. They have filler that Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece wish they had. They had fillers with refreshing and new arcs, with character development that continued and brought in all the other characters and developed them as well. They did a lot of stuff, and it was interesting. And it wasn't for, like, even if it was for no reason, it was still fun. Okay, like, spoiler alert. Like, it's not even like a spoiler. Just know that there's like a cosmic thing that happens, and it's very funny when one of the characters has to dance. But it doesn't feel like a waste of your time. And with the overall arc of like the series, it's a good point to let you breathe. Just know that I ship Luxus and Fred. I posted, so like this girl on Twitter would say that 7 deadly sins better be in this list, and I'm sorry, it's an honorable mention. They keep having to find each other because for some reason it's like they leave, it's like they separate to go like on mini adventures and just kind of forget that they're on a main quest, and then like, I don't know, somebody's sulking, somebody's doing something else, and you have 3 people hanging out together looking like they're talking about the main plot. They're in the setting for the main plot, but they're doing something completely different, and then they need to go get their friends so they can continue with the main plot. They need their NPCs, and the NPCs are just fucking about. 4 is Dorara. So they have like these kids like starting like whatever year they're teenagers, and one of them is in a gang, one of them is seemingly shy, and one of them wants to be involved in the world, right? And all he does is just sit on his computer all day. And they go through an array of adventures, and the cast is very quirky, to say the least. It's a very interesting show. It has a nice art style to it, and the ending song for season 1. Okay, that is a hit. There's so much that happens in this show. It's a lot. But, and it does that thing where it shows like the same days from like different character perspectives. But again, there's a lot going on. So it doesn't really feel boring or repetitive like how some shows you keep seeing the same scenes, just a different person's in a room, like from a different point of view. But this is like actual other things going on in different parts and different areas of the world with like the world setting. Number 5, K, or like K Project. It's where there's like different factions in the city. Basically, blue are the police, red are the gangs, and like there's others. And then there's this guy who doesn't remember anything, and a kitty girl, and a high school student, of course. And shit goes down, of course, and it's gorgeous. Especially during the movie, it's beautiful. The fight scenes are nice. You might get a little bit annoyed with Kitty Girl, but it's fine. She'll get better. Both leaders of the organization are fine, so there's that. And so, just about everyone else in the police force. I don't know what's going on over there, but it's not pretty and boring. It's pretty and it's interesting. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't think any of them are high school students. Because one doesn't remember who he is. One of them is a kitty girl. And then one of them is like a samurai who doesn't even go there, but just ends up going there. It's just like, we're gonna get you in a school uniform somehow. That's my list. Okay, but also like honorable mentions. I don't remember the name of this anime, but it's where this dude is a model and he wants to be a superhero, and then he learns to be a superhero, and like it seems fun, like it's just like fun and games, but then all of a sudden shit gets real, like out of nowhere, and it's like Power Rangers. I don't remember what it's called, but it's good. It's hilarious, but it's still down to earth. It's really weird. It's trippy because then you're just like, is this a figment of this man's imagination, or is this actually happening? Apparently this is actually happening. Apparently this is actually happening. It's just, it's wild. It's wild. I don't know what that's called. Also, this is a real, I need anybody who's watched anime. I need a millennial, okay? Do you remember an anime? I'm asking the interwebs. Do you remember an anime where it was like, this girl found out she was a robot, and she was like this pink, and like this other robot was like a pink robot. It was a girl robot, and then like she had like, she shot sonic waves that were like O's from like her boobs. And like there was this guy, there was another robot, I don't know. It was a lot going on in like a smaller like town, and they were like fighting at night, like at the big ending of the show. I can never remember the name of this, and for some reason I can't remember any episodes before it. I just remember that last one. But it's the last episode. People remember last episode, so I'm asking the interwebs. Does that sound familiar? Do you remember a pink robot with like cone-shaped hair that shot laser waves? That used supersonic. She used supersonic from her boobs. Does anybody remember that? Please. No. Future Diary. Future Diary is another anime that is wild. Okay, I like to be entertained. Okay, I like to be entertained. I don't know how to talk to people, so I'm talking to a camera. But if you want to let me know what your top 5 animes are, you can put it in the comments. Bye, guys.